It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. I'm feeling good today, so I'm going to tell you another story from my childhood. And this one's a bit more embarrassing. This is more on the softer side of me. So ain't nobody allowed to make fun of me, okay? I know y'all see in my other videos kind of how short my hair is. And if you go back far enough, you'll see how short my hair used to be once I first cut it. And I was fucked up. When the Salvadorian lady cut my hair this time, it fucked me up because it brought me back to 5th grade. All right? In 5th grade, there was this bitch. You know what? I already talked to her about it. I've never let this go. There was this girl. Her name was... Fuck, I don't know if I should say her name. So, back in 5th grade, I had super curly hair. It was long, and it was just a fucking mess, and I hated managing it. My mom did too, and she had the bright idea, let's just fucking perm it. I think I might have asked for the perm. Let me chill, because she follows me, and she'll get in here and defend herself really fucking fast. So, me and my mom, we've agreed to do a perm, and... I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm actually going to tell this story the right way. And let me tell you why. This shit was traumatic for me. Anyways, so my mom permed my hair. And she told me I couldn't get in the pool. She told me several times, no, you can't get in the pool. You can't get in the pool. You can't get in the pool. And I was like, yeah, bitch, whatever. I want to get in the pool. So I ended up going to the pool. I think I convinced her because I was like, I'm not going to get my hair wet. Immediately jumped in. Did not give a fuck. And you know what happens with perm when you wet it? I didn't. Y'all, my hair proceeded to like fall out in chunks, bitch. Like I was starting to look like Angelica's doll. Like I looked fucking crazy. Anyways, so we're gonna come back to the story. Around this time, me and my brother, we fought a lot. All right, me and my brother, we fought a lot. The one y'all always see me live with, we fought a lot. Okay, we fought a lot. And this particular Cynthia. I don't remember what we were fighting about, but I know the bitch threw a stack of Legos and it bopped me in my eye, and I beat the shit out of him. And my mom came in mid-ass whooping, and she was like, what the fuck? So she separates us. I got a black eye. She's like, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck would you do this? Why would you fight with him? My mom gets so frustrated with me. She tells me, just go get in the shower. I'm thinking I'm finna get my ass whooped, which I wasn't a stranger to. I got my ass whooped all the time. So I go to the shower. Mind you, I think she gonna come up in here and whip my ass. So a part of me was like, I'm gonna move, smart. I'm not gonna get too comfortable in the shower. So like I didn't get too wet. Like I'm standing at the edge because I'm thinking my mom's gonna come here and whip my ass and I don't want to be wet for it. So my mom comes into the room right on cue. She comes into the bathroom. I'm like, okay, all right. I'm preparing because I know this ass whooping's gonna hurt. My little ankles were wet and shit. And my mom comes in and like I don't hear the belt. I hear her fumbling through the drawers and I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's not gonna whip my ass. So I'm still not trying to, hold on to hope. I see my mom kind of like pull something out of the drawer from like the shadow on the curtain. And then I see her like fucking with some shit. And then next thing I hear is just... Bitch, a panic set in. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I'm thinking this bitch is pulling out medieval torture devices. Fuck no. Shorty didn't waste no time. She snatched that curtain, ripped it back, grabbed me in a chokehold, and shaved me bald. Bald, bitch. Bald. Left not a trace. Not an inch of hair. I was bald-headed, bro. I was... Y'all, that shit was so traumatic. And my mom loves to be like, no, it's because you had that fucked up perm. No, it's because I beat my brother's ass. That's why you did that shit. You were mad. Let me stop, because my mom gonna get in them comments and she gonna start defending herself. All right, let me anyways, so I end up eating that shit. I was fucked up about it. That shit was traumatic for me. And I'm like, I'm going to be bald for the rest of my life. Like, this is what I'm going to look like now for the rest of my life. And my mom's like, shut up, you're being fucking dramatic. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, I am. You fucking traumatized me. Fuck you. Anyways, let me stop. Anyways, through the summer. This happened in the summer, okay? By the time school, it was probably like June. By the time school happened, I probably had like a good 2 inches of new growth, right? I go back to school. The bitch Danny was a girl that was in my class, and we would do these bathroom breaks, okay, where basically the boys would line up on one side of the hallway, the girls would line up on the other, and the teacher would let us go in like 2 by 2. Like if there was 3 stalls, she let 3 go in at a time. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the end of the line because I'm embarrassed. Like, I don't feel cute right now. I'm bald headed. I'm like, I don't even want to be out here with these girls. Like, I'm low key trying to like stay under the radar. Like, I'm just in the back minding my business. And this bitch, Danny, standing in front of me, turns to me and says, you know, shouldn't you be in that line? And proceeds to point to the boys' line. This is the origin of my villain story. Because, like, bitch, what? Why would you say that? And unprovoked. Like, I didn't even say nothing to the girl. She just said that shit. She just turned to me and said it, and it hurt. Like, bro, that shit hurt. I was already feeling like I looked like a boy, and this bitch said that shit to me. Y'all, I didn't move. I was so hurt. Like, the bitch hurt my feelings so bad. I just kind of like stood there and cried. And like, as the line kept going, I just stood there. And like, at some point, all the kids had went. My teacher come over here. She was like, what's the problem? And I was like, girl, Danny told me I look like a boy. Yeah, I was fucked up about that shit. Like, I was fucked up about that shit. My teacher was like, it was a white lady. Her name was Miss Robertson. She was the best. I don't know if she's still alive, but if she is, treat that lady like a fucking saint. She was amazing. She was like, she said what to you? And I told her what the conversation was. And Miss Roberts was like, oh, hell no. She went in there and she's like, Miss Danny, come here. She brought Danny down. Her and Danny were standing in front of me, and she told Danny, what did you say to her? She goes, I didn't say anything to her. You lying fucking bitch, Danny. Yes, you did. Funky hoe. My teacher is like, I'm not gonna tolerate no lying, disrespect, and bullying. If you said something rude to her, you need to apologize right now. And she goes, no, I didn't say anything. I told her that I liked her hair and that I wanted to cut my hair that short. You lying bitch. And I didn't even say nothing. I just kind of was like, this bitch is lying. Bitch, I was so traumatized. I didn't want to say nothing. I couldn't even stand up for myself. And I remember years later, I ended up finding this girl on Facebook. And I texted her and I was like, you know, like, I'm glad you're doing well, whatever. If she's out here, she's got the messages. But I basically told her, like, you know, I hope you're out here doing well. And then I proceeded to tell her, when we were in the 5th grade, you said this shit to me, and it's fucked me up ever since. And, like, now I know I'm a bad bitch. Bald-headed, long-headed, 30-inch bust-down, fucking pixie cut hoe. I'm that girl. But back then, that shit fucking hurt. And I want you to know I've carried that shit with me every day. So if this ain't a reminder for you to teach your children that words hurt and pray that your kids don't turn out to be fucking bullies like you stupid fucking bitch, you should do that now. That's a conversation you should have. I didn't say it like that, but you get what I meant. That's what I meant, though. I'm feeling.
Damn, now she look like Cynthia, dog. Anyway, nah, hey, children can be cruel, man. Especially like unprovoked. I didn't catch why she beat up her brother, but I know she said she beat up her brother, and you know, her brother threw something at her and then she fought him and then something like that. I vaguely caught it, but anyway, her mama's in the chat. I don't know if that's really traumatic. That's just a traumatic story that everybody goes through, like something. And she was a hard-headed ass kid too. Cause why you jump in the pool with a fresh perm and your mama told you stay your ass out the pool, and now you walk around looking like Don King, and yeah, you gotta chill with that. Yeah, I remember my sister cut her bangs. Woo wee. She didn't get a whooping, but oh, she was extra dramatic about it. Extra dramatic. Oh, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. This my little sister's the dramatic one in our family. Oh my God. When one time my sister was sick, and we was like, I don't know why we was trying to make her look like she was really, really sick. My little sister was sick, and my mom gave her a thermometer. And in my mom's bed, mind you, we like, me and my sister, my older sister are like 7 and 8. My little sister like 4. And she laying in the bed sick, and we in there, in my mom's bed, just taking care of our little sister. And we like, we gotta make her look really, really sick. So let's heat up the thermometer. Let's put it by the light and heat up the thermometer. So the light is directly over the bed, which was directly over my, not the light in the ceiling. It's a light on, like, them old school headboards that used to have like shelves and shit, and they had like a light on it. So that's the light we was on. We was holding the thermometer up to that to warm it up to make us look sicker. And then, goddamn, the thermometer bust and went all into her. And so apparently mercury's in there, and we didn't know mercury was poisonous or whatever. And my mom we was like, oh my God, the thermometer bust. We was like, she's so sick the thermometer bust. We lied about, we eventually got in trouble for putting that thermometer to the light, but it busted my sister's hair. And so then my mom had to wash the thermometer and glass and stuff out of her, and my little sister crying. She probably never forgave us for that. That probably traumatized her too. But we was just trying to take care of my sister, make her sicker. I don't know what our thought was of making her appear sicker than she was. It was just, I don't know, some dumb shit we did as a kid. But I did have one traumatic story about a haircut. It was my 15th, maybe my 15th birthday. And I had an afro, and I was like, I'm not going to school with this afro. I was supposed to get a haircut all weekend. I didn't know we was broke. I knew we didn't have money, but I didn't know we was poor. And so my dad couldn't get me a haircut. But what he did was, there's this guy named Mr. Gates that used to cut our hair. Well, Mr. Gates, he didn't always cut my hair, he cut my dad's hair. Mr. Gates I would always go to a different barber at Mr. Gates, but Mr. Gates, he could never keep the barbers in his shop, which was crazy because he couldn't cut hair. He was like half blind in one eye. Anyway, Mr. Gates cut my hair, and he did my line up like, like it didn't even, it wasn't straight at all, bro. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I go home, like I was telling him to cut it up. And then I had to go to school with this haircut, and my edge up is jacked. My edge up was jacked, dog. And my coach, this how I knew my shit was fucked up. But after that day, I didn't cut my hair until I was 21. Because people was low-key talking about me. But I had a friend. When my coach came up and was like, who cut your hair? I was like, yeah, I did. I didn't even want to tell him who cut my hair, because I know everybody on the east side know Mr. Gates is blind, and if you get your hair cut by him, you're going to walk out there looking jacked up. But I had a friend who cut her, and he said, man, hey, after practice, come over to my house. I'm going to fix your shit. He fixed it, but my hairline was so far pushed back, but it didn't matter because it looked better. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was getting talked about that whole day, and I didn't even know it. Then the next day when I came in with a better hairline, people was like, oh, you got that hairline fixed. I was like, yeah, I didn't cut my hair ever again after that. I said, I'm never getting a haircut again. But my dad, when I used to try to grow my hair out, my dad used to, like if I went like a day without combing my hair, my dad would go, he'll cut my hair off. I forgot about that. He'll make me get my hair cut, and if I went a day without combing my hair, because I always wanted to grow my hair out, and then, but once I was like 15, I was able to grow my hair. I knew how to grow, I knew how to comb my hair by then. I was trying to get girls by then, so yeah, I took care of my hair. But yeah, that definitely traumatized me right there.